Story time with Fergie and friends.
It was a lovely summer's day. Sammy and Sally, the red-haired squirrels, with their long, bushy tails, were off on an adventure. They had decided to collect lots of berries and make a delicious pie. Oh, yummy, yum, yum. They ran through the forest fast as they could. Ooh, and then whoosh, up a tall oak tree. They sat high on a branch and gazed out across the green fields. Oh, it's so green, said Sammy to Sally. They saw a little picket gate. That looks interesting, leading to Mrs. Can's fruit and vegetable garden. Oh, that's perfect. Let's go there, said Sammy. They ran over to the garden and sat down on the wall. There was a sign on the wall. It was very extraordinary. It said no squirrels. It didn't say please, did it? It just said no squirrels. Sally said, are you absolutely sure about this? I mean, seriously? Oh, yes, Sammy replied. We'll pick some berries quickly and be on our way. It won't take a moment. We're so quick and speedy. Meanwhile, little lonely wolf wandered around. Why couldn't he find anyone to play with him? He was so sad. He had his tail down and his ears down, and he was very sad. Anyway, he wandered in to Mrs. Can's garden. Mr. Wolf was very, very friendly. He was a very, very friendly wolf. But no one realized he was very shy too. But because some of the other animals all thought he looked so scary, he had no friends to play with. Mr. Wolf was out looking for friends. And then suddenly he saw Sammy and Sally with their big, red, bushy tails. He slowly crept up behind them so as not to scare them off, because everyone else was scared off. But please, if he just went very calmly and went up to them, then they wouldn't run off. And he didn't want to scare them, as they were so busy, Sammy and Sally, picking their berries. Inside her kitchen, Mrs. Can, she was filling her freshly made jam donuts. Oh, they smelt so good, she was happy. Once they were ready, she would put them in her little van, ready to sell. My little van that can, she called it. My little van that can. Mrs. Can and her van that can. She would travel out and sell her cakes, pies and donuts with jam, all from her little van that can. Mrs. Can and her van can. Mrs. Can walked outside to put a box of cakes in her van. And girls and boys, the van that can, and she's Mrs. Can. Rory, spelt O-R-A-R-Y, her little dog, was barking woof, woof, woof very loudly. Rory, what is it? She asked. What's wrong? What on earth can be wrong? Mrs. Can looked up to see that Wolf was sneaking up behind Sammy and Sally. Hey, shouted Mrs. Can. She grabbed her broom and chased after Wolf. Run. Shoo, 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 shoo. Wolf cried out, no, please don't chase me away. I'm just trying to make some friends, he explained, and nobody will play with me because they get frightened of me. Oh, Mrs. Can stopped suddenly. What, she asked. You want to make friends? Yes, please, said Wolf. The animals think I look scary, but I can't help that. I'm very lonely and very sad. I just want to make friends. Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry, said Mrs. Can, next to her van that can. I had absolutely no idea. I'm so sorry. Wrong of me. I should never have judged you, should I? I'm so glad you told me. They both smiled. And Mr. Wolf did a big smile because he's such a nice wolf. Well, what on earth can we do? Well, Mrs. Can suddenly thought out loud. What are we to do? What are we to do? Said Mrs. Can. And then suddenly 2 little voices cried out. We'll be your friends, said Sammy and Sally. We want to play. We want to play. Why don't we all have afternoon tea together? Oh my, that is such a good idea. Well, why not, said Mrs. Can. Oh, and we can eat all these delicious, lovely jams and donuts and all these yummy things that I've prepared. And you know what, Sammy and Sally, you have collected loads and loads and lots of lovely berries. They will make a delicious pie. Oh, the wolf gave such a big smile because he said that would be so wonderful and I haven't had so much fun and I'm so excited. Mrs. Can set up a table next to her van, that can, and they had a party in the garden. And Mrs. Can with her van that can, and she brought out fruit pie and donuts and a lovely cup of rosy tea. Guess what? Rory had a bone to eat too. It was a wonderful way to spend a summer's afternoon, and they had all made new friends. And it's so exciting to think, just because you think you might be frightened, maybe there's just another little story to it. So we must always look for the joy and the happiness inside of people. Anyway, have a lovely day. Lots of love from Fergie and friends. Toodaloo!
With Fergie and friends, with Fergie and friends.